Hey everybody. I thought there was going to be an opening. Hi everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. Yeah, I'd just like to welcome you all, and I'm just going to see, can I get my comments up? Hi Christine Campbell. Yeah, now I can see the comments. Yeah, I'm going to get started in a few seconds. I'm just going to wait for some of the names to come up. 11:02. Okay. Hi, let me see. Okay. It's good to be back. Okay. I can't see the comments. Comments. Yeah, Katrina McCallum, I can see your comment now. And yeah, so we're going to get going. Katrina McCallum, can I work with you, please? Just comment yes or no as we move, or just yes if I can work with you. Hi, Robin Shapiro. Just wait for that girl to write back. Katrina McCallum, can I work with you? Love a message, please, and thank you. Thank you, Katrina. So let's just see. Yeah, we'll tune in and see what we can get for you, Katrina. Okay, thank you. The first thing I have, Katrina, is I feel like I have. Thanks, Katrina. I can see your comments now, and just let us know yes or no as we go through it. That's all. First of all, I'm not sure, but I feel like Dad may be in spirit, and I have a man come in here, and he talks to me about his little girl. Okay, that's the first thing I will say. And he talks to me about your emotions, and he talks to me about your throat, and he talks to me about a clearing process that's going on. And he's telling me that you're starting to make way for better things. He's talking to me as well about money, and he's talking to me about money that has been in the process of being sorted out. And I also feel as well that I've got Granddad in spirit, and I'm drawn to a man that's very, very, I wouldn't say very, very tall, but isn't tall, black or white, sorry, the man's hair is kind of like, it's changed. So he's telling me he used to have a thick head of hair, and then it's telling me that he lost his hair, and then it's gone, what to call it, it's like an old man's hair around the side, kind of skinny, but he's telling me that he had heart problems, okay? And he's telling me that I had problems around my chest. And he also draws attention to me as well, and he wants to talk to me, Katrina, about a cough, if you can understand that. And he talks to me about not being able to clear his lungs and not being able to clear his chest. And he talks to me about dying around fluid around the lungs, if this makes sense, I hope. And he also talks to me as well about watching you grow up or whatever, but not having a heavy hand. And what he means by that is I feel like he had a very gentle presence around your life. Okay, and I feel like this man, first of all, I'm drawn first, I want to talk about Granddad, because I feel like I've got Granddad and Dad with me here, okay? And I feel that Granddad talks to me basically about, very much, I feel like Granddad, very relaxed, very laid back guy, very much, what would I say here? I just see, he tells me that he's very, very laid back, okay? And he also tells me as well that I feel it's like he watched you grow up, but I feel like he didn't have a direct involvement, if that's fair to say. And I feel like he was very passive, and I feel like he was very kind, and I feel he was very loving. And I feel like that Grandad got taken away when you were quite young. So Grandad passed away and you grew up with a sense of who he was. And I feel like his son and him, I feel that they're very much, I feel that they're similar, if that's understandable. And I also feel as well with the son or whatever, he talks to me about minding his son in spirit, and he talks talks about rekindling both grandkids in spirit when I was born. Okay. And I feel basically with this man that I have in spirit, I'm drawn to okay, sorry, both grandkids in spirit when okay. That's fair enough. Oh, sorry, now I'm with you. Yeah. I feel basically when I'm looking at this man, whatever, I see Dad, okay, and I see like Dad's sitting down and he's looking around, whatever, and Dad seems quite calm. And Dad, I see like with a newspaper, and I see him taking down the newspaper, and I see him looking around, and I feel like there's a lot of children in your family. I feel like that there's this man talks to me about grandkids, and he talks to me about yeah, he talks to me about grandkids and he talks to me about watching adult girls grow up. And I'm also drawn as well. He talks to me about a sister, if this makes sense. And he talks to me about a sister finding their way and finding their feet. I feel like Dad talks to me about adult children. And he talks to me about one that seems to be doing really, really well, and the other sibling seems to be not doing so well and seems to be struggling or whatever. And Dad talks to me about trying to help this person know, first of all, that he is around. No, kids, sorry. First of all, that he is around. And when I say two kids, I'm talking about your dad's two kids, if that's fair to say. And I feel like this man is talking to me about it's like he's looking at two girls and he's looking at one of them not doing so well, and then the other one is when I say not doing so well, it seems to be struggling. And he talks to me about holding things back, and talks to me about yeah, sister, okay. And it's like he talks to me about them not doing so well. He's trying to get them to open up more, because he's saying that life is going to open up for them and open out for them. And what he means by that is he's saying that things is going to move forward. He wants to bring things forward for this girl or whatever. He also as well draws me to another woman, and he talks about his mum in spirit. And he talks to me about mum in spirit. He talks to me about I'm not sure if mum done something with clothes, or mum done something like his mum now done something with clothes or whatever. But he talks to me about like her making stuff and being a dab hand at things, and a patching up things. Okay, and could you understand that you also have, there's somebody in spirit who I feel you take after in this regard. And what I mean is, like, there's something here. It's like I see it's like you making something, and I see this person making something, and it seems to be like a family gift, if that's fair to say. And it seems to be that you both have a dab hand, so it's like you're both gifted. It's like you're both naturally gifted at this, if you can understand. I also as well want to mention the name Anne and Maureen. I'm not sure if you can take the names Anne and Maureen, but I feel like I want to talk about Anne and Maureen, and I feel that these two people, or these two girls in particular, were sisters. They're telling me that they were connected. They're telling me that they were quite close, and I feel that they were nearly joined at the hip, if that's fair to say. And I feel that they had quite a close bond. And I see these two people, they're like they nearly went shopping they went shopping together. I feel like they've done a lot of different things together or whatever. And I'm drawn as well to the cigarette and the lighting of the cigarette, if you can understand that. And I feel that one smoked and one didn't smoke, and one was nearly scoping the other out, as in kind of giving out to the other. The both of them kept each other in balance, if that's the right way. But I'm drawn to these people and their clothes, and they're talking to me. Their clothes are a lot more plainer, but they're telling me that their clothes had to last longer. And I feel like people came to these people to fix clothes, and I feel that people came to them to get clothes sorted out, and they kind of had a real gift in doing this, if that's fair to say. And I just feel that they were talented. I'm also drawn as well to these two sisters, and they talk to me about growing up in a terraced row of houses or whatever. And I feel that this is connected to I feel that this is your grandmother. And I'm drawn to like these red brick, not sure of the names, that's fair enough. And I'm drawn to this red brick row of houses, okay? And they're talking to me about growing up in a terraced row of houses. And they're talking to me about, what else are they saying? They're talking to me about this red brick row of houses, and they're talking to me about, I suppose they're just bringing me back to their memories or whatever. Could you understand as well, was there an undertaker in the family? Because I feel like they want to talk to me about an undertaker, or somebody that it's like they were like nearly a shopkeeper or something to that effect. But I feel like they had a very, very big role, or an important role in the community. And I'm going to see what else I can just get before I wrap it up. I was coming back to you, whatever, and what they were saying at the start was, and particularly what Dad wants to talk to me about. I feel like Dad was kind of a tall man, and I feel like the Dad comes in and he's like talking to me about. I feel like he was quite balanced. I feel he was quite educated, but I feel like this man was very impartial, if that's fair to say. And I feel like can take okay, I've probably come to you after, Charlene. Thank you. And I feel like when I look at yeah, your dad beat. I feel like I want to say he seems very impartial, but he feels very educated. He feels very knowledgeable. He feels kind of very well read, and I'm not sure as was very young when passed. Okay, and is your dad that was very young that when you passed? Is that what you're saying? About your dad being very young. Because I feel like with dad, I know that he's very well informed and he's very much up to date with all that's going on around you. He's very much got to do with all that's going on, very much in tune with where you're at. And he talks to me about healing, and he's talking to me. I think this is making it a bit clearer. I feel like there's something going on with you and a sibling. And okay, thank you, Katrina. And I feel like that he's talking to me about healing, and I feel like there's something going on between you and a sibling, and he's talking to me about ye healing together, and he's talking to me about ye growing together and ye getting back on track. But he's talking about seeing the other person's point of view while taking a stock of their point of view as well as your own, if that's fair to say. And he tells me that he wants you to or what he'd like to do is he wants you to know that he's around you. But I also feel a connection as well with this man and young children. So I'm not sure if you have children or that's what he is talking about. But he's talking to me about young children, Reverend. He's talking to me about young girls, and he's talking to me about them growing up, and he's talking to me about being around them and helping them grow up. He also tells me, or is in helping them as along their path in life. He also tells me as well that you're very, very sensitive, and he brings me to your stomach area, and he tells me that I think you're a clear feeler. So I feel when there's something off or there's something not going right, it kind of hits in the stomach. But he talks to me about a disagreement that's going on around you at the minute, and he talks to me about trying to melt that down and trying to soften the hurt and trying to bring it forward where the situation can balance out for both. No, fair enough. Thank you. I do understand that I talk quite quick and that a lot can be said, and sometimes it can be difficult to keep up. So I do try to. I will slow down a bit. I think a lot can be said, and sometimes it can be very difficult to engage with everything that is said. But what I will say about your dad, and he talks to me about the throat area, and I just feel with your dad, whatever, it's that he talks to me basically. He talks to me about what can I say here? He talks to me really that he wants to help you heal, but he also feels there's just I'm not sure if you can take this around you and a disagreement with somebody. So just let us know if you can take that part. But he just talks to me about healing and making amends. But I feel with your dad, what I will say very strongly about this man is he's very impartial, which means I feel he's very good at taking a step back, observing a situation, and allowing people to do their own thing and be where they're meant to be and doing what they're meant to do, and kind of giving his input if asked. So he is more than willing to work with you, but he's not going to interrupt until he's asked, if that's fair to say. But he wants to send loads of love and healing. Last thing I'll say to you is, can you understand the disagreement around your sister and somebody in the family? I feel like there's a strong disagreement with somebody in the family. I also feel as well, is your mum still alive? Because I feel like mum is still alive, and I feel like that with mum or whatever, and with the family dynamics at the minute, I feel that it's a little bit fragmented, and yeah, I just feel that things could be a lot more peaceful, if that's the right word to use. So I'm going to leave you there, but thank you so much for letting me work with you. Thank you so much for letting me work with you, okay? I hope you got something from that. Thank you. Mum's gone. Okay, thank you, Katrina. Thank you. Hi, Charlene Shaz. I know you said about the two ladies that you could take them, and sister's gone also. Okay. Okay, thank you. Where is where do you call Charlene Chaz? Hi, Charlene Chaz. Just say yes or no as we go through it. Just really quickly. Um, the two sisters that I have come in, okay. I very much feel that when I looked at these two people, I felt they were very, very close. I felt they were very much linked together. Um, I very much feel that both of them balanced each other out. I feel that they were very, very close. I feel that they were, what would I say here about them? Um, I feel that they were, what would I say? Like, I just feel that there were one couldn't do one without the other noticing, and they very much were reliant on each other. And one of them talks to me about okay, and one of them talks to me about when they passed away. One lost the other. I feel like that. I also want to say the name Phyllis as well, if you can understand that. And I feel with these two ladies, whatever, one talks to me about the heartbreak of losing the other. And one says that even though, and you said they were a medium, there's one saying, even though I was well processed about the thing, and even though I was, I suppose, well balanced, um, and had my own kind of way, strong ways of coping is the words she would give me. She'd say I still found it very, very tough. And I feel like this lady in particular, she talks about struggling on after this person had passed. And even though she had good, strong head and a good, strong mentality and good, strong coping mechanisms, she's saying that it really, really shook me. It really, really shook me. Hi, Patrick. And she's saying to me as well, that she's talking to me as well about a bread van. I don't know if you can understand this, but she's talking to me as well about a bread van. And I feel like these ladies like they have some connection to a shop, or did they work in a shop? But I feel it was some connection to a shop, and they're showing me a bread van, and they're showing me kind of it just feels to me as it's like I feel like they existed quite a good period back. I'm feeling like maybe 20, 25 years ago. I do feel like this shop feels quite old by today's standards, if that's fair to say. And she talks to me about passing away roughly around 2000, 2001. And she talks to me as well about one sister as well, and being shown is got very, very low. And I feel there's something here with their thyroid, if you can understand this, their thyroid. And they're talking to me about getting very, very low. When I say very, very low, as in like very, very sick, very, very weak, very, very fragile. And I feel with this lady, I feel she had a very tough passing, and I feel that she was in a lot of pain, and I feel that she was in bed an awful lot. But I feel this woman was in a lot of pain. She was very, very weak. And the other sister feels very much heartbroken because she talks to me and she says that I couldn't look her in the eye because every time I looked at her, I was ready to break. Okay, and I feel like with this, Charlene, I just feel with this lady, could you understand that one of these ladies have a thyroid problem? That's what I would ask. Did one of these ladies have a thyroid problem? Because I feel one of these ladies had a thyroid problem, and I feel like it progressed into a cancer, or it progressed into some strong, serious disease, if you want to say that. But I feel one of them, okay, I feel one of them had cancer. I feel the other one battled with their thyroid. And I feel that this thyroid problem that you're talking about, I feel passed down the ranks. And I feel it's it's a hereditary thing, if that's the right way of putting it. But I just feel with these two ladies or whatever, the message they want to give you tonight is this, and this is why Spirit come in, because whenever they bring us in a message about their life or their past and what went on for them. To talk to me, one lady talked to me about breast cancer, and I just feel the two of them got quite poorly, whatever. And I feel like there wasn't. Could you understand? Was there like maybe about 5-6 years between their passing? Because what the ladies are showing me that there's like 5.5 years between their passing, and I also feel as well is yeah, that was it. The message that they want to deliver to you tonight is they want to say that the message that they want to say is that they feel very much that even though we are mediums, we still have to feel our feelings, and we still struggle with loss, and we still have all the same uh, troubles and problems that everybody else has. And they're saying to me that Charlene has got something going on up here in her head, and she needs to sort it out, and she needs to put it into boxes. And what they mean by that is not to be filed away, but put into boxes so you can, what would I say here, deal with it in a bit by bit way. Could you understand as well, Charlene, that they're talking to me as well about, I feel like you're in a relationship, but I'm not sure if there's a problem here going on around an adult relationship, but they're talking to me about an adult relationship that's in a bit of bother, and it feel like it's getting in the way of what you need to focus on. And they're saying to me that she needs to sort that out in her head. She needs to make a call. That they're telling me that you're kind of in, they're telling me that you've been kind of shuffling around with this situation in your mind for a long while. And okay, and they're saying to me that you need to make a decision to go left or right. That as long as you keep going round and round and round, and we can all go round and round and round, but their job tonight is to bring you straight ahead, and to bring you down the road of healing, to bring down the road, and sorry to hear about the relationship, and to bring you down the road of healing, and to bring you forward, and not, they don't want you doing the dance. And what they mean by that is the karmatic dance that we all do, getting sucked into the hurt and kind of getting pulled in and pulled down and pulled back. Nobody's saying that it's not allowed or that it's not understandable, but they're very practical people. Their job is to bring you forward and to bring you healing and to bring you on the road that will really take you somewhere, and they're willing to work with you. But these two ladies that talk very, very strongly, and I feel they're quite stoked. I also wanted to say with these ladies as well, I don't know why, like, and I know you said they were gran and great gran, but I felt for some reason, I don't know why, but I felt like it's, and this might sound, I have to say it as I give it, but I felt like they weren't very maternal, if that's fair to say. I felt they were nearly single ladies, and I felt they were nearly just that they only had each other. I feel like they didn't have husbands, and I felt like that, and I feel like that the husbands weren't really. It's like they were nearly in. They meant so much to each other, is what I'm kind of feeling. I just feel that the other relationships weren't, I won't say significant, but I just feel that I didn't get that feeling that they were in relationships or whatever, if that's fair to say. But look, I'm going to leave the message, I'm going to leave the love, and thank you for taking the message and for letting me work with you. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you. But thank you for letting me work with you and for cooperating. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to do this a different way than working with somebody direct, because I feel that somebody would be able to take it regardless. So I have a man here with me, okay, and I feel like he went missing, and I feel that he drowned, and I feel that he really struggled for breath, and he talks to me about getting lost, and he talks to me about being found, but he talks to me about the period of suffering the family had to go through between him being lost and from him, between the period of him being lost and when he was found. And I feel with this gentleman, he steps forward and his clothes are absolutely wringing wet. It's soaking, and it feels quite heavy and quite muddy or whatever. And he talks to me about wandering through the woods, and I feel this was his soul. And he just talked to me about feeling really, really disorientated, and that he didn't really know where he was going. But he talks to me about grandma coming from the other side, coming to pick him up and coming to bring him across. What would I say here? Coming to bring him across in the spirit, the veil, into the next world. But he talks to me about mum, and he talks to me about mum that is grieving, and he talks to me about mum that is I feel like her energy, naturally enough, is quite out there, and I feel like there's a lot going on for mum, and the message that he wants to bring forward is that he's okay, that he's at peace. And I was trying to find a young man with medicine. Okay, I feel like this young lad, Maxine, I feel like that he's at peace. We just keep going, and please God that you'll be able to take this man and deliver the message. I feel like this young man, he talks to me about getting really out of it. He says, I got really, really out of it, and I got really, really out of my mind. And I feel like he was taking substances, and he talks to me about feeling really upset, and um, he feels really upset for mum, and feels really he feels like he let her down. And he says in many respects that I did, but he did not mean for this to happen. And he thinks people are saying that he done this uh, to himself, but he didn't. It was just he was powerless over the situation. It all just manifested really, really quickly. And I also feel with this man, could you take the name Owen? I'm drawn to say the name Owen. And I feel with this man or whatever, he's not telling me how long that he was missing. I just feel that I definitely feel that he was. You can take the name Owen, okay. I feel that this man was found, or that I'll put it like this. I'm not sure if he was found. Okay, I'm just going to keep tuning in and see what I can get. I feel like with this gentleman, I just see him in water, and I see him like in a dead weight in water, and he feels quite heavy, and naturally enough, and his clothes is quite mucky, and I see him standing to the side, and I see him in a forest, or it's like wooded trees, and it's like I see him looking over, and it's like I just see him kind of watching, waiting for him to be found, if that's fair to say. But he talks to me about mum, and he talks to me about dad, and he talks to me about people calling. I also feel like with this man, I feel like his dad may be in spirit. I feel like dad might be in spirit, if that's fair to say. What is he on? And I feel that I feel like as well, could you understand, Maxine, is his dad in spirit or whatever? Because with this gentleman, I feel there's so much active stuff going on. I feel like it's very difficult for him to find peace in the spirit world. And I do feel it's like I'm just getting this like pushing energy where he's trying to push he's trying to help himself get found, if that's fair to say, and he's trying to bring himself across. But I feel like this lad is his body is in water, and I feel okay, I stopped reading because I could not find him. Okay, and can you understand the description of this man and understand the circumstances that I've given so far? um all I will say about this young lad is that he wants to talk about mum, and flowers, and photographs, and he wants to bring forward, isn't to let her know that that he is, what would I say here? That is what I saw. War, okay. And let me see. I'm going to wrap it up very, very soon, because I kind of want to drive the message down. But I just want his mum to know his name is Cole. Okay, I was getting Owen. I was getting the name Owen. So I'm not sure why, but I was getting the name Owen. And I just feel with this young man, okay, what I want to say is that he wants to send out a message of love to his mum. He wants her to know that he's really there for her more so than anything else. And he wants her to know that he is around her, and he's just, yeah, he just wants to send healing. And I just pray and hope that this lad can be found. I hope this makes some sense. I can only give as I get, and I hope that makes some sense. Okay, but thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I can do Maxine on Messenger. I'm glad that you could take that. I was drawn to the name Owen with the lad, but I try not to get too hung up on names, because that can be more my inability to draw the right name. But I always say the main thing we pin on is the description, the circumstances, the the big things that we can nail down. So thank you so much, Maxine. Thank you. Oh God, who will I go to next? That was a really intense one. Is is would love a message is, let me see. Okay, I'm not sure who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Penn Turner. Hi, Pen. Just let us know if I can work with you, please. Just let us know. Yes, please. Thank you, Pen. Okay, Pen. The first thing is I have a lady in spirit for you, and I feel like it's grandma. Okay, and she's coming in with a lighter energy, thank God. Um, and I feel like with grandma, I'm drawn to her being a stout woman, if that's fair to say, Pen. And like I'm drawn to her wearing a cardigan or whatever, and she's just sitting there and she's smiling. Okay, she's smiling, but she's also showing me as well. She's bringing me to like I feel like she's got prayer books or like scapulars or like I'm just drawn to books, okay, and it's small little books, okay, and they're sitting down the side of her leg or whatever, and I see her taking these things out or whatever, and she's talking to me about praying, and she's talking to me about praying for the kids and the grandkids, and she's talking to me about the family is all spread out doing what they're supposed to be doing, and she's talking to me as well about the family tree, and she talks to me about the family tree blossoming, and she talks to me about the family tree really kind of coming together. And she's saying, this is going to sound strange, the more it draws apart, the more it comes together. And I feel with this lady, she's talking to me about life at the minute. She's saying that you're asking for something, okay? And she's saying that you're throwing energy out there and you're keeping an open mind and you're asking for solutions. And she's saying, be mindful, it is being answered, okay? With grandma as well, I also feel as well, she talks to me about having hip problems. Just let us know if you can understand this. She talks to me about having hip problems, and I'm drawn to a pain in my side, kind of here or whatever. And she talks to me about her stomach, and she says, my stomach got very dodgy in the last couple of years when I was alive. I feel like there was certain foods or an awful lot of foods that weren't agreeing with her and that they were making her sick. And she just talks to me about that kind of sickening sensation. And I'm also drawn as well to this lady getting her hair done, and I'm showing her in a hospital bed or in maybe a care home setting, if that's fair to say. And I feel her like getting her hair done and getting dolled up or whatever. But she talks to me about being washed and stuff. I feel like as well she talks to me about getting washed and like just being really really poorly before she it's like being washed in this bed, if that's fair to say. Could you understand as well that grandma have hip problems? Because I feel like this hip problem thing runs down the line a little bit, but I feel like I'm definitely dealing with grandma energy, if that's understandable. And I also as well want to say the name Maureen or Amora, if you can understand that or whatever. And I feel like that you may have Irish connections, if that's fair to say. Now, they're bringing in another gentleman here, and this other gentleman in spirit is for you, and I'm not sure where we're going with this, but I feel like this gentleman in spirit is quite a good looking lad or whatever. He's doing his hair, he's styling up his hair, and he's just like it's like with the hair straighteners or whatever. I just feel like I'm going to use the words here, if you forgive me, a bit of a pretty boy. And a lady passed just before she had her hair done. And a lady passed. My dad's partner, and yes, I can take mine. Okay. Could you understand as well? There's just a lot in that. Could you understand a lady home, care home? Okay, I could you understand my brothers? But yeah, this boy is I'm gonna keep working with this boy. Okay, this boy, I'm laughing and I say this. He's a bit of a pretty boy, and he's really into his appearance, and he's just doing this with my hair, or whatever. And it's like he's tying up his hair, and I feel like he's quite an attractive young lad, and he's showing me a mirror, and he's like looking at himself in the mirror, and it's like he's just like checking himself out, whatever. And he feels like quite a lovely, gentle energy. And he talks to me about being very much. He talks to me about this world really ran away with him. And what he means by that is, I think he found it difficult to get his footing in this world, if that's fair to say. And he talks to me about things that moves on at a fast pace. And he talks to me about trying to get his footing and things moving on really, really quickly. And sorry, just something came up in the lab that was blocking my view. And he talks to me basically as well when I also wanted to say the name as well, Callum. I was kind of getting that. I feel like I want to say the name Callum or something with the C pronunciation. And I also, as well, and I'm not usually one for giving out dates, but I'm going to do it because they're giving it. I want to say February, if you can take that. And I feel with this man as well, could you understand why he'd be talking to me about younger kids? Because he talks to me about younger kids. And I feel like I'm not, that they may be his kids. And he talks to me about two kids. And he talks to me about playing with these young kids or whatever, and he talks to me about memories of the park, and he talks to me about the seesaw, and like it's like I just see like a kid's playground, and I just see this kind of childlike energy, and I feel that he was very good with kids, and I also feel as well it's like and okay, and I feel as thank you for taking this, and I feel like as well with this man, whatever, it's like there's a lot of music around his throat, and what I mean with he feels quite musical, and I just see him like singing or whatever, and this man is very very cheery. And okay, I have two kids, and I was adopted. My grandson, he's 13 now. Okay, and I feel like with this gentleman in spirit or whatever, he's very very cheery. And what I mean by that is he's light on his step, and it's like just show me this kind of like uh, pitter patter. But he's saying to me that I don't know if this is the right way he would put it, but he's saying to me like. I wish I was a little bit more serious for this world. I wish I was able to slow down. I feel like I just see it's like this lad, life was moving really, really quickly, and it's like it just took off for him. And the one thing I'm noticing lately, with the more and more I do my mediumship, and the one thing that Spirit show me more and more and more is to show me how quick it is to die, how quick it is to die. I won't say easy, but how quick and how fast the process is to die. And I feel with this gentleman, he died very fast, and I feel it was very, very quick. And it was like I just feel he was kind of gone into spirit. This man, I want to say as well, is a dancer, and I very much see like music, and I'm drawn to like this DJ set, and I'm drawn to like this kind of buzz, and it all feels like he feels like a bit of a raver. He's like he feels like my kind of person, but he feels like as in, really kind of bopping to tunes and kind of like really a head person, and like I just feel he is lovely. Like a really uplifting energy, and he's really good at like making people feel good about themselves, and keeping the energies up. But sadly he talks to me about having depression, and he talks to me about having low mood, and he talks to me about his energy going down, and he talks to me about it's like a light went off on him. And I feel like this lad, he died through mental health, and I feel like it's just things got more tougher for him, and I feel like that he just went downhill more and more and more. Yes, definitely, he passed away quickly, and my other brother passed away was DJ. Thank you so much. Okay, so I suppose it makes sense why there's a few of them maybe coming in, but I thought I was still dealing with the same lad. But what I want to say to you is this, and I'm going to hammer it home. I feel like with this lad, he talks to me about you being gentle with you. You need to be gentle with you. You need to take things at your own step. He's saying, don't do what we done. Uh, don't let life run away with you. Don't let your head run away with you. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time focusing on things that don't matter. Don't waste your time focusing on on the trivial stuff, because you know that will work itself out. But allow things to just come and allow things to happen. He's saying cling on to what's important in life, and he's saying what he's talking about in that respect. But he's just saying it's not all we can. I think we're all sometimes it's a coping mechanism nearly to worry about silly stuff. I feel like that anyway. We all get caught up on trip. When I say silly stuff, is that we all can be guilty of worrying about things when we know we've had days where we had bigger or worse problems, if that's worse as a word. But what I will say with this man or whatever, he just wants to keep you healing, keep you moving, keep you grooving, and keep you on a nice even keel. But he's saying don't allow anybody to take away your peace of mind, because there's so much things out there that will take away your peace of mind if you let them. Okay, thank you for letting me work with you. It was lovely to connect for you, Pen. Thank you so much. Thank you. God, spirit is such thirsty work. I'm going to go next with Jean Harmon. Thank you so much, Pen, for cooperating. Thank you. Jean Harmon, if I could work with you, please. Um, just let us know if you're there. No problem at all, Pen. Thank you. Just let us know, Jean, if you're still there. Okay, I'm going to have to move. Jean. I don't think Jean is still there. Okay, I'm going to go next with Jackie Kennedy. Jackie, could I work with you, please? Oh, Jean's back. I'm going to have to go with oh God, it's off confusing. I don't know what to do now. Okay, I'm going to work with Jean Harmon. I'll work with you. Okay, I'll work with you. Okay. Okay, Jean. I have a man come forward. Okay, and I'll come to you next, Jackie. Okay. Jean, I have a man step forward. Okay. And I very much feel that with this man, I'm drawn to like a full black head of hair, and he's showing me photographs, and he's bringing me into the living room, and he's showing me around, and he's showing me about his wife, and he's talking to me about them having photographs hung up on the wall, and it all looking very miraculous, or not miraculous, well mapped out, if you can take this so far. And what he's saying to me as well, he's drawing me forward with a lovely black head of hair, and he's opening up the wedding pictures, and he's opening up the family pictures that go way back, and he's showing me a picture of him and his brother, and he's showing me as well about his wife that is grieving. And I feel like with this wife that is grieving, this wife is missing him, and this wife is struggling to what would I say here, she's trying to get to grips without him being around no longer. And even though he is still very much around, the physical presence. And I feel with this man or whatever, I want to say, first of all, I feel he's doing me, showing me like a trowel. He's showing me bricks and mortar. And I feel with this man, he built his own house or whatever. I feel he like were built on parts of it anyway. And I feel with this man as well that he talks to me basically about having bad back pain from heavy lifting, carrying heavy items, and carrying things that that caught up with him in later life. But I very much feel with this man, I'm getting a strong pain in my back, and he talks to me basically about pain. Yeah, it's like I feel like he lifted something. He talks to me about a dodgy back. Can you take any of this so far? He also as well talks to me about a woman, I feel like, coming forward that's still alive, and he talks to me about them trying to get a set on themselves, and then trying to find their way forward, and them trying to find a sense of direction. And he's saying that things will happen and things will level out slowly. Let me see what else I can get. Just let us know if you can take all of this, or take any of it, or some of it, or none of it. Just let us know. I'm not sure if you're still there. Anyways, I'm not sure if you're still here, so I'm going to have to wrap it up. Don't put me going on and on and on if you're not able to take it. Okay, I don't think I'm going to have to move on because we're going to lose out in time. No, that's okay if you can't take it. That's fair enough. Can anybody else take that? Man, basically bricklayer, built his own house, talks about photographs, has a problem with his back, talks to me about twinges and pains in his back, talks to me about photographs. What else can I get? Yeah, look, if nobody can take it, that's okay. I'll move on then. There was a girl up here I said I'd work with. Where is she? Jean Harmon. Okay, I'm going to go with Okay, Tanya, you can take this, man. Okay, I'll just finish off the message. He talks to me very strongly about mum grieving, and he talks to me about mum healing, and he talks to me about mum finding her direction, mum finding her way and her sway, should I say. And he also talks to me as well, basically very, very strongly, this man. He talks to me about his very strong sense of back pain, this man, to make this to provide evidence, rather. Talks to me about his very strong sense of back pain. He talks to me about lifting up uh it's like lifting. He talks to me very strongly about lifting up these bricks and then all of a sudden getting a pain in his back. And he talks to me about his body and his physique going downhill. And he talks to me as well about being in pain and being in discomfort. And he doesn't tell me much else, but he just says that his health really took a significant turning point when his back went and everything else that came after that. Okay, and he also, as well, this man, quite a handsome man, talks to me about wedding photographs and talks to me about opening up the wedding photograph album, whatever. And he talks to me about he talks to me basically about going through the wedding album or whatever, and he talks to me about looking back at his life, and he talks about how quick it all came about, how quick life kind of goes by or whatever. I'm also drawn to as well to this man with country music. I feel like he liked country music, and I just feel like I'm drawn to like Garrett Brooks or some deep, deep singer, but very much a country, American country and western songs, if you can take that or whatever. And when I'm asking the man now what kind of clothes, whatever, I feel like he was a very plain dressed man, but I feel like when it came to events, he liked to be well turned out, and I feel like he was a very much a neutral man in his clothes, and I feel he was very much plain, an ordinary, average Joe soap, if you want to say that. But what I will say about this man is he wants to send healing for mum, and he's telling her not to push people out, and enjoy the grandkids, enjoy the kids, enjoy the home. Enjoy her time, focusing on what she has. He's still there, that he'll always be there, but to take not faith, but make the most out of everything. He goes, we didn't build up our lives this far only to take it this far. He's saying focus on what they made together, what they built together. And he talks very much about what would I say, about just making the most of things, about just focusing on what they have. I'm going to leave the message there. Thank you so much for taking it. It's always lovely when you can connect the message with the person. But thank you so much for letting me work with you. Thank you. And thank you for taking it. The very handsome man, the host. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if I feel that handsome today, but thank you. Okay, there was another girl there. You're very welcome, Tanya. Thank you. Let me see. Where is the girl that I said I'd work? I promised her I'd give her a try and work with her. Where is that girl? I said I'd try and work with her. Please, I can't remember her name now. I know she said her name already. Jackie Kennedy. That's the lady, Jackie Kennedy. Thank you. Hi, Jackie. How are you? The main thing that Spirit are coming in first of all with, and just say yes or no as we go throughout it. The first things Spirit come in around you, and they're saying to me that you got something going on around your head, okay? And they're saying to me that there's somebody inside your head and you're trying to work something out. And they're talking to me about something going round and round and round and round and round. And they're talking to me as well about you making the money happen, making the maths happen, if that's fair to say. And they talk to me as well about confrontation with somebody, and to talk to me about you needing to be direct with somebody. And they're saying it is what it is, it was what it was, and very much you can twist and you can turn it, but it'll not change, if that's fair to say. And I feel as well when I have this other lady come in, I feel like it might be your mum in spirit. And I feel basically talking to me about mum in spirit, and they're talking to me about mum is coming in, and I'm drawn to the smell of her perfume, and I'm drawn to her. I feel like mum has black, kind of curly hair, if I'm doing it right, but I'm drawn to like a fringe here on the front or whatever. And I'm drawn to the smell of her perfume, and they're just doing that spray sensation. And I just feel like the smell of this woman or whatever, and I'm drawn as well to like a little, I wouldn't call it a brooch, but there's like some piece of jewelry here done up to this to the side or whatever. And I feel with this woman, whenever she's sitting down and she's got one leg across the other, and she's very much saying to me, I'm watching everything. I'm watching everything. I'm taking stock of what's going on. I'm minding my P's and Q's, whatever. But it's like I feel like this woman, there's not much that doesn't get past her. I feel when it comes to like her life and in her community, I feel like she could see kind of everything that was going on, and she had a good position on things, is what I want to say. I also want to say with this woman as well, I feel like her husband passed away many, many moons ago before her, if that's understandable. And she talks to me as well about the husband, a sense of nostalgia around it. So what she tells me is when she's seen her husband, it was a long time. When she met him in spirit again, it was a good while since they had seen each other. And I feel with this young man, whatever, could you understand something around him and again another man with a back problem, but as I'm drawn to him and heavy lifting, and it's like I see him lifting up something, and like just again, like I feel like he was a tough worker, but this man talks to me about, or a hard worker, but this man talks to me about something going down on his lungs, and he talks to me about dust, and he talks to me about that's the way she was, and my dad. Yeah, and I'm drawn to like as in coal and dust. And I'm drawn to like I feel with this man, he talks to me about something going down on his lungs, and he talks to me about having I don't know if I'm right in saying this, but I feel like, and we'll not get carried away, but tuberculosis, or I feel like he has some real uh disease that was really hard to exterminate for the times that he lived in or whatever. And I just feel with this man, he talks to me about it being a very frightening time for him, if that's fair to say. And he talks to me about kind of, there was an awful lot of fear around this disease in the community at the time, or in the world at the time. And he just talks to me about kind of nearly feel, I feel like he this, I hope this is making sense, but it's like I feel like he nearly had to keep his distance, or there was like a fear of maybe passing it on, or whatever. But this man basically says to me about he lived in a very, very tough time, a very, very difficult time. But I feel like he's in spirit since the 1940s or 50s. I feel like he's quite a considerable period back. Okay, thank you, Jackie. And I feel like he's quite a considerable period back. And I also want to say with this woman that they're reunited together. But this woman as well, could you understand that this woman lose two sons? Because she talks to me about two sons, and I feel like this woman has had a long life, a difficult life, a busy life. I feel like she's experienced loss in many different forms, and I feel she's got to see life from many different sides of the table, if that's fair to say. But the one thing that brought this woman through was I feel that she had a strong faith, and I feel that she had a kind of not a niche, but as in like a way of keeping what life was all about. I also as well want to say with this woman, I feel like she's talking to me about older sons helping out. Okay, she has two sons. Okay, she talks to me about older sons helping out and growing up and doing their bit or whatever. But I feel like she's talking about the two young sons, and they're quite cheeky in a good way, and she talks about them being a bit of a laugh and being quite witty and taking life in their stride. These two sons are quite old now. I feel like they maybe be in their 50s or 60s. I feel like they're quite well on. And but I do feel that these two lads, whatever, they've got a wit. And dare I say as well, I feel like these two lads look very similar. And I feel I feel basically that they're quite similar, and that they're quite what would I say here? I feel that they look quite similar. And yeah, the message she basically wanted to bring back. I miss her so much in their six. Yeah, and I feel like the message she wants to bring back to you, whatever, she's saying that everything is going to be okay. You know everything is going to be okay, but you're overthinking an awful lot. And she's just saying, put no matter what way you twist and you turn it, it's still going to be the same. It's still going to look the same. And she's just encouraging you to what would I say here? To go for it, to just go for it, to just let go and just be where you're at. It's probably one of the hardest things to do, myself included. I could go on and on and on, but it's nearly the hardest thing to do at times, to trust in spirit, or to throw ourselves at the mercy of something. And at the end of the day, that's all we can do. That's all we can do is just trust something, to just allow it to just be, okay? But I want to leave her love with you and her kindness. But she does say that that she's around you and she's helping you move forward. The last thing I'll say is I feel like you've got quite a bit to go before you'll be her age, and I feel you've got quite a lot of life left in you yet. And she's saying there's still life in the old dog yet, and she's just encouraging you to go for life, to just enjoy it. When she says go for it, she just feels just allow it to happen, just relax, just be, just chill out. I feel like you've had. I feel like you've, I don't know obviously who you are, but it's like I feel like you've achieved like your life. So I feel like you're an older aged woman, but I do feel that like you've got your house, you've got your job, you've got everything kind of set, if that's fair to say. I don't feel that you've yet to achieve these things, if that's fair to say. And she's just saying enjoy life where it's at, and life, it'll happen for everybody. There's problems for everybody, and things come up all the time, problems, this, that, the other. But she's saying you've got your stability, that you're set and that you're secure, and to just stay at that. Yeah, I just felt that you were that kind of a woman, that you had like your home and your job was set, and I felt like you were stable in life, if that's the right word. And yeah, I'm going to finish at that, because I just want to thank everybody for their contribution this evening. We're gone 2 minutes to 8, so I have to wrap up. But thank you so much, everybody, for your participation this evening, and for allowing me to work with you, and for everybody for their cooperation and for taking part and for showing up and supporting us. So yeah, thank you so much. It's just I'm going to have to end the live now because we're nearly coming up on 8 o'clock. So thank you, everybody, for letting me work with you this evening. Thank you, and take care.